Hey, this is Goggles again, and I am mad as hell. I'm going to give a shout out to Indecent 3. That'll be swing and uh, that'll be adverse. And those guys are nicer than I am. But we're doing this presentation, and I'm going to speed up the process because I lack patience. So I'm going to try and scoot forward the concept because it's excellent. And I'm going to read off some information that a woe man has said in the social media world. Again, this is Goggles, and I am mad as hell. But I'm going to read some information that a woman has typed up and posted in a social media realm looking to date somebody. Now, this is somebody that wants to find possibly a husband or somebody to be in a relationship with. So I'm going to read through it, and we'll come back down and break it up into pieces. No disrespect to anyone. You know, anyone is in capital words. Here goes God again. But Lord, please, and please is in capital letters, don't send me another man, which is in capital letters, that's mentally ill, don't know how to communicate, emotionally destroyed, depressed, can't own up to his responsibilities and actions. A man, which is capital, who can't put his foot down to his family or people around him. Another woman's man, you got married in parentheses, separated in parentheses, I, which is in capital letters, don't want it, which is all in capital letters, can't speak for himself or have no control, which is in capital letters, over his life. Who's not compassionate, sympathetic, empathetic, or romantic, and don't know how to love, who don't want, which is in capital, help to change for the better, because as a woman, which is in capital, when you're dealing with that type of man, which is in capital, now the rest of this goes capital for a while, you are mentally, emotionally, and physically drained, small letters again, after constantly trying to help the man, which is in capital, become a better man. Capital letters here. Keep that type of man away from me. In Jesus' name, I want a man who is already healed, Lord. They got the clapping hand signals. And who brings out the best version of me. Going back to the top. This is Goggles, and I'm mad as hell. So much anger, and this is another reason why having a relationship will never work. And I'm the one that said that sharing, that men will have to learn how to share their woman in order to have a relationship. So all of you simps who are designing yourselves to have a relationship, this woman is coming in attack mode. She's talking to you. And she says, no disrespect to anyone. Now, how can that be? If I'm already the type of simp that you're talking about, I'm automatically disrespected. So no disrespect to anyone. Now you bring God in. This is the second lady, and I did one before. The second lady who now brings in the Lord. No disrespect to anyone, but Lord, please don't send me. As if God sent you the first one. As if the Lord sent you the first one. Now watch this. It says, please don't send me another man that's mentally ill, don't know how to communicate, emotionally destroyed, depressed, can't own up to his own responsibilities and actions. Let's go back up to the top. No disrespect to anyone, but Lord, please don't send me another. So God sent you, the Lord sent you one before, so the Lord made a mistake. It wasn't you. It was the Lord that made a mistake with the first, second, 33rd, and 93rd man that you were sent, because you can't get your shit together and function well in a relationship. It's the Lord's fault. Now, down here a little bit further, you talk about responsibility, which you don't take none for. But anyway, so all right, so now we blaming the Lord for this. Now, I've heard a study that says 90-some% of people got mental issues anyway. It's ADHD. I can't sit still. I was beat. I was abused when I was a child. I was raped, molested, and pillaged. So this is causing mental damage. So people are mentally ill. Racism, being shot in the back of the head as a urban black man. These causes issues. Financially being poor, mentally poor. Churches shut down because of the pandemics. But anyway, no disrespect to anyone. But Lord, please don't send me another man that's mentally ill, don't know how to communicate. Even when a man communicates, I have learned when you share your communication with them, they don't know what to do with it. They don't know what to do with the communication. You can communicate, they don't know what to do. They're sitting there. This is what they're going to do. They want you to give them all of the information. Sit up there, eat up all of your money, your food, all of your time. Then they make an executive decision because they're not willing to gamble or roll the dice on you. They decide you ain't worth being in a relationship with. They already figured that out, but they're going to go ahead and eat that steak or lobster cantonese and charge the largest thing they possibly can to a man's ticket so that simp can go home and cry about that later. Because you're not going to get no sex. I've done this thing called sex is better than, and also sex is not better than, and sex is even with. But sex is definitely better than the possibility of communicating with a woman. So now they saying you don't communicate. But here's the problem. When you do communicate, they're going to chew your ass up and destroy you based off of what you communicate. Emotionally destroyed. Now, emotionally destroyed is everybody. People have been past the age of 30 have been in emotional relationships that have destroyed them. So everybody's destroyed. Everybody's fucked up. Depressed. A lot of people are depressed because of their finances, because they don't want to be alone. They're depressed because they can't find a relationship. 99% of the time, you're the problem as the person who's doing all of this stuff. All this attitude, angerness, and so I said, my name is Goggles, and I'm mad as hell. So therefore, I am disqualified from having a good relationship because I'm angry. Now, this right here is angry like the other ones and like the rest of them. This is anger being expressed. Can't own up to his responsibilities and actions. Y'all want to see me get really frustrated and upset. It really pisses me off when a woman says, and I'm mad as hell, this is Goggles, but when you say a man can't own up to his own responsibilities, women don't do that. And action. So if I take you out on a date, if I take you to the movies, if I take you to get something to eat, I go for walks with you in the park, I'm communicating, I'm calling, I'm texting, because y'all don't text. You ain't calling. If I'm calling you, I'm texting you, seeing how you doing, how everything is going, or whatever. That is me being responsible for the communication. That is the man putting his money and resources where he's supposed to be at. And then he gets ghosted. So now they're talking about your actions. So look at this. The responsibilities that a man does, if you do these positive things, dude, you good. It's not you. You're not the problem. Can't own up to his own responsibilities and actions. I'll be damned. A man who can't put his foot down to his family. Now, when you put your foot down, sometimes the police get called. Sometimes she want to get a hammer or a gun or something like that to try and shoot you. They want to disrupt your sleep by doing something to you while you're laying down. They want to shoot you or break your car windows, bust your tires and stuff up. This is what happens when you put your foot down. You can't put your foot down with no woman nowadays. You can't put your foot down. You're going to prison. You got to see if you can call Charleston White to see if he can get your ass out. A man who can't put his foot down to his family or people around him. Now, who wants you to put your foot down around them? That's selfish. That's selfish. You don't have enough courteousness. You're not enough quality inside of you. There's a man got to put his foot down. You ain't going to listen anyway. So what is putting his foot down for what? Or another woman's man. Say a man who can't put his foot down to his family or people around him, another woman's man. So now you're supposed to put your foot down when it comes to another woman's man. A married woman or a married man or a separated woman or a separated man. So you shouldn't be dealing with them anyway. Had you done your research and not being selfish, then you would have listened to what the guy's saying. You would have found out if he was married, if he was separated, divorced, got an elephant in his backyard, or if he grow monkeys for a living. You would know some of this stuff if you would stop and listen and stop being so selfish and focusing on what you want. Telling the man, I want this, I want that. Well, why don't you? I'm goggles and I'm mad as hell. And she got in capital letters, I don't want it. Okay, well, we don't want it either. So let's shut down social media and we don't have to deal with this no more. You tired of me, I'm tired of you. Can't speak for himself or have no control over his own life. Now, what makes you think he don't have any control of his life? He may not want to be in a relationship with you, or he is controlling his energy, but his energy is being spaced out with so many women. If y'all do have some kind of intuitiveness, well, you can determine what he's doing with his energy, whatever, because he ain't calling you around the clock. He ain't kissing your ass, and obviously he must be with another woman, dividing his time. So this is what you're diving into, saying that he can't speak for himself. So if he speaks for himself, that means his mama's speaking for him or something. Or some other woman, a brother who's speaking for him. So he can't even speak for himself. So we talking about a mumble mouth motherfucking nigga or hillbilly. So that's different, right? So now you're saying he has no control over his life. He can't make no decisions for himself. Can't control his erections. So he's putting his dick into whoever he deals with. He can't control himself. Who's not compassionate? So now he ain't compassionate. I thought you liked thugs. He's not compassionate, not sympathetic. You don't want him to cry because you complain about your knee injury all the time when you won't work out to make yourself feel no better. You won't eat healthier. You want to woe is me. You want to cry. So you want sympathy when you're always crying for sympathy. He's not empathetic. Same thing. He's not empathetic towards what you're going through. The fact that you got 95 kids and can't track down none of the fathers. You want him to be empathetic to your situation and bring you a ton of money to provide for all of the kids that you got. Or romantic. He tries to be romantic. He's a weirdo. That's a guy that, if you trying to be romantic, that's considered a weirdo. A weirdo is a guy you coming with flowers. You coming with respect. You're being polite, kind. This is a simp. You're talking about romantic. Then you tell me what romance is. Put it in a comment. I want to know what romantic is to a woman that's going off like this. She's shooting all this stuff out of her nose. She sounds like a bull. And don't know how to love. Well, how do you love? How do you love a woman that don't love herself? A woman that's been violated. A woman who's crazy. A woman who has a ton of kids. A woman who don't know whether she's coming or going. She has low self-esteem. She's not happy with herself. A woman who don't know how to be at peace. A woman who may have some money in her account, may have a car, may have a nice house. Now, how are you supposed to love her? You show some love to a woman, she ghosts you. She cuts you out. So now she also has a comment that says, who don't want help to change for the better? Now, how you going to help me? What you going to do to help me? You going to tell me like a puppet? I'm going to be the puppet? And you're going to tell me from a puppeteer standpoint how to change and be for the better? Then give me some information in the comments how you can change a man for the better. Let me see what you say. Because if a woman is dealing with a man, that type of man, the one that's sorry, emotional, scrub, a hillbilly, nigga, all this type of stuff, you are mentally, emotionally, and physically drained. This is what you got to remember. She's already that. She's not talented, don't have no skill set. So what is she supposed to be doing? She's frustrated with giving up the pussy and stuff for free, not really getting anything out of it. She thought every guy that she was with was the one. And you got to remember this too. When a woman has sex, if you have a condom on, she says that doesn't count. So now you are emotionally, mentally, and physically drained because you've been giving your body up to everybody. There's monkeypox out here. Eek, 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 eek. AIDS is still around. And any other type of sexually transmitted diseases, kissing and all of that stuff is a problem. I get it. So physically drained after constantly trying to help the man become a better man. Now, I haven't seen no woman try to help no damn man. So you tired and drained from trying to help somebody do what? Some hillbilly or some nigga. What have you done to try to help? And then you close it up by saying, keep that type of man away from me. Again, in Jesus' name. So now you said the Lord and you switch it and make it in Jesus' name with an exclamation point. As if it's Jesus' fault that these 900 guys who you slept with condoms or without condoms, the one night stands don't count. Woke up and his dick just was inside of me. I don't know what happened. Or somebody might say something like, the guy was on top of me. He was doing it to me. I was passed out. I woke up and seen the 400-pound dude on top of me doing it to me. So I just closed my eyes and went back to sleep. Or either we got another one. Oh my goodness. Swing, don't kill me for this. I got to put this one in here. Where a woman is being violated. She had this guy. She set him up. Told him that she wanted to, she didn't like him. So now she finally get a chance to go out on a date with the guy. The guy takes her out. Finally, he goes to a hotel and he rapes her. He rapes her. The guy ends up having compassion for what he's doing. Says to the lady, do you want me to stop? I guess he was, do you want me to stop? And the woman said no. Y'all go ahead and break that one up for me, please. Keep that type of man away from me. Okay, Jesus. Keep this type of man away from her. So she'll be alone by herself. The problem is with the Garden of Eden experience, it never was just Eve. So Adam was there first. So I don't know where you're supposed to go. In Jesus' name, I want a man who is already healed, Lord. Now, even though you damaged, broken, busted, and ripping and crying and showing anger and stuff, you want a man that's healed. You want a man that's whole. I'm goggles and I'm mad as hell. And who brings out the best version of her? Good luck. Good luck. How you going to bring out the best version of this type of woman? How you going to bring that out? We already talking about looking up to God, Jesus Christ, and the Lord for help. And you expecting this nigga or hillbilly on earth to do this? It's not going to happen. So I hate to tell you this. Well, actually, I don't mind telling you. But you shit out of luck. It's not going to happen. It is what it is. So this is Goggles, and I'm mad as hell.